I'm.
I think a game parodying Bo Burnham would be funny. Um, I think it'd be a nifty time. I think I could try it out at some point. Um, Usually I don't like parodying things shamelessly. Uh, it just feels a little ingenuine. I don't want people to get the idea that this is anything but um, the most raw and uh, well inspired material available on the internet. Because this is highbrow media right here, us in our houses with some bare bones equipment, just dicking around in varying stages of chemical impact. Um, we have a high bar. Uh, I'm not sure for who that bar is high, but it's for someone that's a high bar.
It's me.
um. So yeah, today's episode 95. This is 96. I'm losing track of games. This is fucking 96. Fuck. It's a big day. It's on a scale from 1 to big, it's a solid day. My name is Brad. I'll be running today's game. In theory, in reality, what I'll be doing is some silly voices and describing shit that happens. We're gonna introduce some folks. We're gonna ask some uncomfortable questions, and then we're gonna ask more uncomfortable questions while we play the game. And so, starting off at the top left, as always, Chris, could you please introduce yourself, describe your character, and also state for us if you had to pick one character from like a childhood Nickelodeon's TV show to fist fight, who would it be?
I got an answer for that. Okay, so I'm Chris. I will be playing Twinkle Sprinklestein. She is a deep gnome that is a death cleric. She was raised by a priest after tragedy befell her family. And she is 19, but she has a very bubbly, childlike personality. And if I had to pick one person from childhood cartoons who I would throw hands with, it's definitely Ed Bighead, hands down. He deserves it.
Fair.
Yeah.
Looking over to our top right, Amy, could you please introduce yourself, describe your character, and also state for us Amy, I need to know something really personal about you for a couple of moments. Have you ever owned a Tamagotchi?
I am Amy. I am playing Quinn Harleen today. She is a human rogue that is definitely a character of my own creation. And in no way inspired by my recent hair dye job. I did own a Tamagotchi. I was at the age where I played with it for a little bit, and I learned this like years later. My mum and dad actually took over because I was gonna let it just go its own way, and they took it to work and everything. They put more time and effort into keeping my Tamagotchi alive than me some days.
I feel that.
I love that thing.
I wish there were more Tamagotchis. I wish there was just like infinite Tamagotchis that we could say hello to and pet.
That's what Neopets was.
I know.
You should have been there.
I should have. I was part of that Webkins crowd. I was like that age group after.
That's the real question. Were you Neopets or Webkins?
Am I that old that I don't even know the reference? Oh
no.
no.
No, I'm.
You just weren't.
I think I'm older than you.
I scared
Brad
me.
is a
got
literal
Neopets.
baby. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm like I think I'm the youngest person in Arrowknee, like by a margin. Like
I'm.
Harrington.
Yeah.
No, I think Harrington's younger.
I'm 32.
Yeah,
Ooh, okay.
Opposite of those numbers. I'm the 23.
Did you guys hear that? Ooh. Ugh.
No, I'm 31. So I was like, oh, okay, we're
Are you
right there.
31?
Yeah, I'm 31.
Jeez.
Hey yo.
Hey, old gang.
No, no offense, but that's Carl.
But we love
We
him.
love you,
Ben's
Carl.
old too.
You are.
Don't let him forget it.
That's true.
Fuck you guys. Like,
Carl, we never hear from Carl again.
Maybe then he'll run a game.
Carl is a man who does not emote in tone, but plays some of the most emotionally well thought out and complex characters. If you get a chance to see a game with Carl in it, fucking watch it. He's a cool glass of tea with like the whiskey and vodka and energy drinks of
Nice.
our respective characters. He balances stuff and it's real nice.
Chef's kiss.
He
He's the
can
Google
cut
juice
to the
of people.
chase. He can cut to the chase with one very minimally worded, well-crafted question.
Does not waste words, that man. Not a single.
I think the last game I played, he kept the game going. Otherwise, we were all just floating around
He has
doing
the
weird
style
stuff.
of good decisions.
What I like to do.
He just makes good decisions. It's wonderful. Sorry, Nick. Could you please introduce yourself? Describe your character, and also state for us if you had to pick one region, like one large area of land, to just cover in glitter. Just cover it. Just fucking landbase it. Like there's no size limit here. I mean, globally would be terrible, but you do have that as an option. I don't know if you want to be like, fuck that area of longitude and latitude in specific, or if you've got like a whole global like onslaught of glitter in mind.
Mar-a-Lago.
Mar-a-Lago. You would just you would be like, all right, Mar-a-Lago, have your fucking glitter. You get it today. How would that go down?
I will not elaborate.
Okay, alrighty.
It sounds like it would be Bigly.
I will not be taking questions at this time.
I don't know what that involves at all. I'm actually gonna do that right now.
And I will introduce my character. I'm playing a guy named Donnie. He's a chubby Minotaur druid.
There was ownership of a family that was corrupt in America and attained presidency. Wow, that was a thing.
That was a thing.
Yeah.
Which family? I won't say which family, but
Y'all made your decisions.
I mean, like, I'm not gonna name names specifically, but at least one of the 5 family names that have been ruling our country for the last 100 years.
since I've been alive, for sure.
Yeah. It sounds terrible. I didn't mean to make this political. That was not.
Good job, America.
Yeah.
Good job.
We do this cute thing where instead of voting for our officials, we vote for ideas of how our officials should be voted. It's like really cute. It's really quaint. If you're from the U.S., do yourself a favor and look up how your electorates are put into power. I can guarantee it's not based on vote. It's splendid. It's scrumptious. Somebody out there is going to be like, no, my state's different. I'll be like, see, but you'll research it to prove me wrong. And that'll be the wonderful part. We'll all learn and grow together. It'll be like reading Rainbow. We'll just have a great time. We'll cut to like some 4-year-olds just struggling to get through a few basic words. And then we'll watch some shit get made in a factory by who knows.
I am about to Google if Reading Rainbow is the same as our program that we had in the UK called Rainbow.
It's Reading Rainbow.
You just
We had Rainbow, and it had I don't know if they were like puppets, but they had.
Isn't Micah
Honestly,
Gordon
look
his
it up.
daughter?
It is glorious.
Yeah, she is.
Trek guy come tell us to read better.
Yeah, Geordie LaForte.
See,
got
ours
some-
was a man and some animals, like puppets, I guess, in a house, and they taught you stuff.
So Mr.
Oh, yeah.
Rogers.
That was Don't Hug Me in the
Mr.
Yeah.
Butt.
Rogers.
That
Yeah, Mr. Rogers sounds like to me. Don't hug me, I'm scared. What is
It's
that?
pretty. Everyone's go. I think there are some on YouTube. Go look up Rainbow.
What the?
It's an
Hold on.
acid trip.
I agree with you. What the fuck is "Don't hug me"? I'm scared, Brad.
Do yourself a favor, Nick, and look this up right now. I know you have the resources to do this right
Okay.
now. Look up the Time song, and then look up the computer song, specifically done through "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared." You will be scarred after it. It's like it was existentially dreadful in a way that Bo Burnham's Inside was, but a few years prior.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's big. You like if you ever decide to inhale the fumes of combustible herbs and spices, that is good media to obtain and to enjoy during that said time.
I don't like it.
Okay. Well, hey Charlie.
Hey.
Could you please introduce yourself, describe your character, and also state for us, if you had to pick, like, one planet to rename, what planet would you pick, and what would you rename it to?
That is a very deep and insightful question, Brad. My name is Charlie. Today, I will be playing Favros Lemon Lumps. You see, he's a wizard. He loves to go around and he talks like this, and he's very, very smart, but people don't know it. They didn't know he was a wizard. They didn't know he was actually a smarty pants because he's a little crazy.
I think we're going to have one of the most stable Arrowknee games to date today.
Right. And if I had to pick a planet, I would rename Saturn. I would rename it to
Standard.
Ringoria. Because then people would know what the fuck you're talking about.
I would like to rename Neptune to your genitals, specifically Uranus and your genitals.
This is next to you, yeah.
They're neighbors.
Your genitals are almost touching.
Uranus isn't really a planet.
Somewhere out there, like a NASA employee just got a migraine.
They don't know why. There's just this faint ringing in their ears.
See, Uranus is like Harrington's legs. It's not quite big enough to be classified as an actual thing.
But your genitals are.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful.
It is going to be one of those games. I am so in for this.
Yeah, we're going to have a great time. For those at home that might not know Harrington, he is, basically there was this SNL skit from a long time ago titled Mr. Bill, where there was this very, very tiny man who would put himself into dangerous scenarios and just kind of react to them. And he was just sweet as can be and tried his best, but would always wind up getting like tossed out windows or thrown under buses or whatnot. And he was claymation. He was a claymation character, and the dude was like voiceover, like, "Oh no, Mr. Bill's going to, oh no." See, they actually had Harrington do like the tests for those like pre-stunt work to make sure that like all the rigs were viable. Because he was like similarly sized, he fit in like that 1 foot and under area where they can usually only put like wooden puppets, like the kind of.
Yeah, the stop motion's a lot of work, so they figured they'd try with Harrington because he can move around a little bit easier.
They killed it with Harrington. Like he was a great choice. They said he was really patient with like getting all the sizing right. Like he was really into like the costume work and he wanted to make sure that
I would normally feel bad at this point, but Harrington yesterday decided to say that the best way to get somebody to stop acting like weird or stupid is just bully it out of them.
I he's trying his best some of the time, and he's a good bean that means well, but you got to give Harrington a hard time. That said,
Hey, Harrington, we might stop bullying you if you come back.
Yeah,
As
right.
opposed to the Rowan Atkinson bean.
who's Rowan Atkinson? I don't know who this person is.
Don't come.
Mr. Bean, you
Every time
dummy.
we've played
Wait.
recently, people come for my country,
Rowan
and
Atkinson.
We're
I say my
feeding
country
we're feeding
for
into
the
Brad
UK.
messing with us.
Mr.
We're
Bean
feed-
is the second dopest thing to come out of that area. And the first is
Mr. Bean is the
like my
reason I want a
ancestors.
green Mini Cooper.
A green Mini Cooper.
Yep.
I think my favorite.
Hey, Mini Cooper, if you're watching.
Yeah.
Rowan Atkinson, if you're listening to this, we're
Come play with
totally
us.
willing to give you all the props and shout outs. Please sponsor us.
Yeah, we'll fully teach you
Also,
to play
come play
D&D
with
too.
us.
Come on, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Is this our new thing? Just every
If-
time we're just going to shout out to a new celeb and
if
be
the-
like, hey, you're someone we really like. Come play with us. And one of these days it'll work.
One of these days.
I'm still got my fingers crossed on Jack Links.
if the family of Randy Savage could just call
Right.
Oh my
Brad
God,
already.
yes.
Honestly, like we're only a couple of weeks out. Like if we can't get anybody famous in here in a couple of weeks, I'm gonna have to resort to making an OnlyFans. Like it's
Yeah, it's going to be a dating service for all of Brad's characters.
yeah, it's gonna be like that KFC dating sim, except it's gonna be me doing about all of my shitty voices, but just talking about sex in the most in-depth and visceral ways.
Most of them are going to
Oh my
be
God, I
various
love
versions
that.
of Ruggy Dug Duggy.
Yeah, you want to listen to BDSM Rucky Dug Ducky just talk about how you've been good?
He actually
Aw,
can't
yeah.
talk much because he's ball gagged.
For 3 easy
Nice.
months of 1995, you too can also be scarred by this experience, as I am imagining it right now. I exaggerate. This is not a thing that is actually happening if a person tries to go out of
Oh, it's gonna though.
Hey,
We've been joking about
Yeah.
it enough. It's gonna happen. We've
No.
spoken it into existence.
That's what Patreon's for.
Mm.
We'll do Patreon. It'll be like spooky videos of like me shirtless. I like my nipples won't be visible. It'll just be like here up and mine's this.
We'll get you some pasties,
Just
Brad.
the clavicle is what sets it off.
That's what
Just
we're all
like the
looking
little
for.
shoulder. It's a little raunchy there, a little shoulder. Whew.
Hey, you see,
Don't hurt him.
I see the sun reflecting off your skin.
If I did what you just did, Brad, you'd be seeing a real shitty tattoo. I'll tell you that.
I don't have any tattoos at all. Whatsoever.
All of mine. are
Hey,
shit.
if
All
you
of them. Oh, except
donate
for one.
an amazing amount of money to our Patreon, Brad will get a tattoo of your choice.
That's not.
Yeah.
It's not correct.
That's not true.
What if it's like $300 million?
If it's $300 million, I mean, if someone were to be like, "I'll give you $300 million," I'd be like, "Okay," and they'd be like, "I didn't tell you what you had to do yet," and I'd be like, "I understand that.
That's fine.
300 mil.
And then I'll get the tramp stamp.
Yeah, I'd commit, an atrocity for $300 million. Like, I mean,
Oh my God! Can you imagine Brad
we
with
will
a
discuss a
ruggy
price later. Oh my
Brad
God.
with a ruggy tramp stamp,
I understand how
Yeah.
tri-corner hat ruggy.
I get lobbying. Everybody's for sale. You give anybody 300 mil, and then bada bing, bada boom, the world goes under. Foreign
Yeah.
governments can invest in the U.S. and it's not technically treason because it's lobbying, and they do it with companies that are.
Loophole.
It's cute.
And since you can't
we
afford a
will have a
mortgage, you
chat.
just torn
Genuinely,
apart.
I will come up with an amount that if you donate to us, I will go and get a tattoo.
Nice.
Me too.
I
Oh,
already
straight up.
have bad
I'll do.
choices.
Wait, we can
I'll
do
say
a tiered
right.
system
I
because,
would say-
I already have
Yeah.
a bunch of shitty tattoos. So
Same.
if for $500,
And it
Well,
just
if you gotta
progressively
cover the
gets
tattoo,
better
though.
people.
$2,000,
Yeah.
I'll get a tattoo of your face.
So.
oh no, I'm not doing a face.
Theory crafting this. If you're at home and you're like, we're like 20 minutes in and they haven't played D&D yet. Welcome to Adventures in Arrowknee.
Yeah, hello. It's a Brad game.
It's a Brad game. I just kind of fucking. I would love to pretend I'm in charge of this shit. I don't know what's going on a daily basis. We're just hanging out. We're trying our best to have fun, and I hope my goal is for people to be able to turn this on in the background and feel like they're hanging out with their friends. You know, like even if that moment where you're like, you know, in your room and it's quiet, stuff might be rough, it might be dark, your friends might be asleep, your car might be out of gas, you know, the lights might not be on. At the end of the day, you can, you know, turn on your device, click on Adventures
And
in
you can
Time,
have a cat on your place.
and watch me obsess over it. I love kitties.
Oh, so adorable.
There we go. I feel like that makes up for the last 20 minutes of us just
It does.
talking crap. Oh, I see you.
I like to talk a lot of shit, specifically within the realms of societal concepts and politics. My only things that are off limits are calling out companies specifically by name, unless they like to upend the copyright system or, you know, take over local areas' sources of water. So the list is pretty long of companies that aren't off the list. So, you know, we'll figure it out. Today's adventure will start off in Lucky's Tavern. Lucky, the off-blue half-elf with you know, slick to the side here. He's got a nice suit. He is slinging drinks left and right. He sees these 4 adventurers walk in respectively, and he will get over a couple of drinks. He's got a tall brew ready. He's got a tall glass of orange juice. He's sizing up the party. And realizes that there's only a couple of people here. Just to clarify here, whose character has not been summoned here yet?
Me.
Okay.
Me.
Charlie, yours as well?
Charlie has played before, so I'm guessing he's been here
back
before.
in the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Twinkle played last night.
So Twinkle and Stavros will walk in normally, just kind of hanging out. Lucky will give a quick salute and a quick nod. Oh, hello! Come on in, sit right down. I've got a couple of friends over nearby. I don't know if you've met them yet. My memory's a little fuzzy today.
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, wonderful. You're splendid. I love you. What's your name?
I love you too. It's Stavros Lemon Lumps. I went away with some bunny men for a while, and we were supposed to do some timey-wimey stuff, but they got really boring. They just sat around pooping a lot and eating carrots, and I said, you know, guys, I came here to do something, but you're not helping me out. So here I am. What was your name again? Your name's not important. It's okay. I'm good old Stavros.
He's slowly pouring himself.
Can I have some tea, please?
He's pouring himself a stiff drink. You're not sure what it is, but it smells fucking strong. He takes a
Ooh!
and snaps a finger, at which point a teacup just appears in front of you. And what type of tea are you looking for?
The kind that will keep me invigorated and give me stamina and energy. And, you know, that stuff that you're drinking reminds me a lot of some of the stuff that I use with alchemical properties.
He's going to snap a finger, and hot apple cider with some cinnamon inside will be procured for you. And you said invigorating. He's going to take out a little light blue pill from his pocket, put it into your drink. Just beware that may wind up causing you to zoom.
Just like Mom used to make.
Splendid. At which point, there's like a kerfuffle that you can hear out back. You think somebody's dicking around with the summoning pods. Now, for our other folks, we've got... for those at home, I suck at names. I will not remember any names, even my own. I will forget my middle name most days of the week. We've got Quinn and we've got Donnie. Both of y'all are waking up inside of pretty cramped tubes. It's tight. It's goopy. There's like a lot of goop around you. You'll see there's a small figure with a large black triangle on its head and like a large black circle on its face. In a pretty dimly lit room. It's small. It walks up, hits a button. You hear a psst. At which point, a tube rises up and some goop falls to the floor. And he'll stamp his fist on the other one. You'll hear a psst. At which point, another tube rises. The gentleman you're faced with is a rather small but plucky halfling. He is moving a little speedy and looks to be trying to give you both orders right out the gate. Hello and welcome to Arrowknee, I think this place is called. I haven't been here too long. My name is Ruggy Dug Duggy. I'm basically the most famous guy around here, depending on who you ask, as if I'm a great dude or a scoundrel. You guys are going to be my assistants for today. We're going to go steal some drugs from a god. So we'll figure
Could you just do me a favor and just calm down, okay?
Hey, I got a question for you. What's your name?
My name is Tony. I'm very cool. We're going to hang out, right?
Yeah, I got a question for you. What's your name?
Big tube, little tube, big man. I couldn't fit. It's okay.
I get that. No, that makes good sense. What's your name?
Where did I come from? The ether?
Brilliant. No, I appreciate that so much. Hey, I'm trying to figure out what to call you. Do you have an answer to that question?
I've already said my name was Donny, but if you don't listen, it's fine.
Your name is Donnie. No, I understood that perfectly because you enunciate so well. I appreciate your diction. It means a lot to me. I
didn't realize my pants were
What
down.
you appreciate is dick.
Yes.
No, that is exactly what I meant to say. We're gonna move along. And what the hell is your name while we're at it? He's pointing over to you, Harley.
I'm Quinn. Nice to meet you.
Oh, charming. Nice to meet you as well. Yeah, my name's Ruggy Dug Duggy. I've got a big ship. It's interdimensional, I guess. We kind of hand wave around here and do whatever the hell we want. Just don't tell anybody I was here and you'll be off scot-free. At which point, he walks over to a door in the back of the room and, kicks it for a moment, tries to get it to open. He'll take out a small piece of chalk from his pocket, look over at one of the corners and realize that he screwed up somewhere. Draw the remaining portion of the corner, at which point you realize this door was just drawn into the wall. You think he might have bumped it at some point coming in. He opens the door again and then leaves. At which point the door just disappears. This is like some Pan's Labyrinth chalk zone type rules here.
I'm sorry, you said it was Quinn, friend. Do you have the Scott, or where do we get it? I don't know what it is, but I'll take it if it's free.
I'm sorry, is someone in there?
No!
Click and the door slowly swings open. What the hell?
Hey.
Off blue half elf is leaning in to take a look at you. Sorry, I thought that there was going to be someone to bring you in here. I thought that Shidith was back here. He came in before I got.
Yeah, somebody did bring us in. He said we would have free Scots.
That is not correct. There is nothing free in
He was-
Arrowknee except the labor that I request.
He was little and tiny, and then this voice is already gone.
You can do it. Keep it up.
He was little, and he walked through a chalk door.
Oh, that's...
His name was Yogurt.
His name was Yogurt.
Yes.
So he was Yogurt.
Solid reference. Solid reference.
Yes.
I love Black Mirror and love Death and Robots. Both great. If you haven't seen the Yogurt episode of Love, Death and Robots, you gotta check it out. Nick's over here like, fuck you, that's a Spaceballs reference.
It was my character forgetting the name and not wanting to say it because he wants free Scots. He doesn't know what Scots are, but he's gonna get them.
Neither does Lucky, so we're just kind of confused at this point. I'm sorry. I've got a couple of other adventurers here that look like they haven't been stabbed much. Maybe all four of you could work together to get that fucking dude Stavros over there. You see him with the tall fucking hat. You can get him out of my fucking bar. I will pay you 5 gold apiece just to get him the hell.
And that was the third time I did action surge powder, but let me tell you, that would not be the laugh.
And you told me about the time that you were sneezing blood on that woman at the bank. Yes, that sounded wonderful.
Yes, he got really weirded out. Shidith came out and he was like, "Hey, fuckers," and I was like, "Hey, hey," and I ran.
Twinkle's just sitting there next to him, and she's really short, so she's swinging her legs, but she's so confused by this yellow dude. She is very much so struggling to process this entire situation. She's hearing all kinds of things she's never heard before.
So, I'm sorry. All four of you. Have you ever done missions around here? Have you done the organized chaos that is our job board? I can point you in a direction. I don't know if there might be some NPCs that
You
know
know,
things around here.
one time I took down a hag.
Me
Sir.
too. I too have dated.
I don't. Well,
Oh no, I meant the actual like magical like. Ooh, I'm gonna eat children and turn them into dream pastry hags.
I too meant that.
is
Respect, mad respect.
Thank you.
if you could explain what the tube situation was about, it would really help everyone out here right now.
Well, there's a thing that happens in some worlds where reality becomes a little less real for a couple of moments. Above the table, for those that are familiar with the video game, sometimes you clip out. This is where people fall from their respective realities and their respective universes. Lucky is giving a less video game-centric explanation here. Sometimes people will be in realities that are a little less real for a couple of moments, and then they become real again, only they're real nowhere. We figured out a way to take people from that nowhere and bring them somewhere. We just don't know how to get people, specific people here yet. Trust me, if we did, stuff would be very different. He looks again over to Stavros. He's not hiding how much he hates this guy. He's just glancing at him. He sees Stavros start to talk again, and then immediately looks back to the bar, longingly.
Real quick,
Have I told you?
Stavros was your name, Stavros? They said.
Yes. Have you seen how
Meet me
beautiful
outside,
his
real quick.
eyes are?
I need to tell you a secret.
His
Come
eyes,
here. Come follow
his
me.
eyes peer into your soul.
Follow me outside. Over here. Come on, you want to follow me outside, Stavros. Let's go.
He's got Betty Davis eyes.
Quinn, Twinkle, as you
God.
be competent, could you please bring these two away? I'll give you 5 gold apiece just to exit the building.
No, I was getting the 5 gold right now. You backed off on my deal.
Twinkle's gonna go up to Stavros and be doing this, "Sir, mister, can you help me?" Reaching her hand out to try to get him to come out with her and assist her.
I mean, technically everybody can help everybody else. Just some people are real assholes and they don't do it.
And no one's helping me, so will you be the one that's not an asshole?
An asshole? I suppose. I'm generally a pretty nice guy, I like to think. Except for that time I took my cousin's wallet. I really, really, really needed I needed a cool beverage.
Mister, I saw someone die yesterday.
Me too.
She just starts crying.
Was it the same guy? Was it the same guy?
Was he in a tree?
I'm going to leave now.
No, this one was in a chicken coop.
Not the same guy.
I need to start carding out things again. This is terrible.
It's a good thing I'm not a halfling.
Oh yes, no, that was not directed at you at all. Oh goodness, look at the time. He will reach underneath the bar, pull out a small box that says "Do not open." Open it up, take out a small glass case that says "Do not break." He'll take out a small hammer, break it, and reveal a small red button which says "Do not push under any circumstance." He will then push.
Oh, can I push it? Oh.
A small halfling, quite a lot like the halfling that summoned our 2 new folks here. Only this time with both eyes intact, a pink hood, a pretty nice jacket, as well as he's wearing looks to be denim pants. He's trying to appear a little more normal. But this is Ruggy Dug Dougie. We'll recognize him. I need a favor. Oh my goodness, I'm allowed in here. Hello, world. Are we all hanging out and being hellions today? What's happening? Are we starting a bar fight? No, you seem like you would do well escorting these adventurers to their respective destinations. Please, take them on a mission, I beg of thee. Oh, that sounds enticing. What do they like to do for fun? I could only guess that it's making bad decisions. That's the only thing that's coming to mind.
I like taking snails and raising them and taking notes on their different molecular compositions.
Molecular composition to the stuff they leave behind, or molecular composition to their shells? Like, I can imagine how shell composition for
Both are very fascinating.
Oh, I like that a lot. Hey, what's your name?
Stavros Lemon Lumps. Pleased to meet you.
Oh my goodness, you're my best friend now. This is so.
Oh my god. My mother said one day I'd have a best friend. I knew it would happen.
Hey, do you want to go break some laws in town together?
Sure do.
Awesome. Hey, let's go commit tax fraud real quick. We're gonna go say we didn't make any money this year.
Hey, when we do that, can we commit a couple cases of arson on the way?
I mean, I've got a better idea. We could just start sneaking some pepper into a bunch of the Red Dragonborn's food in the area. They might sneeze some fire.
That's a really good idea. But if we're gonna do that, then we need to kick somebody in the nuts.
We could also get a hold of some goop and see if we could put it into the watering hole and see how that impacts the town.
You know what would be really funny would be if it would be drugs.
Just scorched earth with both of you. What is this? This is terrible.
This is best friendship. Maybe you should learn about it.
All right. Dude, he's gonna look over to Quinn and Twinkle. That little ripcord evidently didn't work. Do the two of you have a place in mind that you want to go?
So Twinkle's really indecisive. She just doesn't have that much experience. So she's going to turn and kind of look at Quinn like, Miss, can you help me? I don't know much about anything. Where are we? Where can we go?
I mean, the arson sounded fun. Yeah, this voice is gone. Pretend the voice that you think this character has is speaking with that voice.
It's okay. The voice I started with Perry turned into Lucky's voice over time.
It did.
But I have that thing where, like, if I'm listening to other people, I start to take their accent. It's not great for acting. Yeah, she so Quinn has a baseball bat that she's just kind of twirling and like doing tricks with. I mean, I could teach you how to do this, or we could go
She
to
whips
treasure
this
time.
giant. She has this giant peppermint strapped to her back, like this giant candy cane, and she whips it out, and she's like flipping it around like this, like this. Trying to do exactly what you did.
I would like to roll a performance check to see how well. I'm gonna just try and do the coolest acrobatic stuff I can with this baseball bat.
Nice. I essentially have a small
amazing.
tree as a club. Yeah.
That is a natural 20, Brad, for a 21.
You flip the baseball bat up. It will bounce off the ground back up into your hand, at which point you swing it. It goes outside. You hear a, fuck! You gotta stop throwing these things! Jesus! Somebody got some tea for that? At which point
I got some tea!
It'll bounce its way back in.
Did I just hit a crotchety old man?
You did. You hit Amos. He's just outside. He's our resident geriatric patient. He seems thrilled to have caught a bat with his head. So we're not doing anything here, I guess. What do you mean not doing anything? Snap. Lucky has snapped his fingers. The halfling has disappeared. They're kind of like the Ruggy Dug Duggies. They're kind of like
You're a bad man. You took my best friend away from me. I'll never be the same.
You can cry on my shoulders, friend. Come on.
I will.
Yes, get stuck into my breasts. Yes.
Oh, they're very warm.
Yes.
She's gonna reach over and like pull on Quinn's shirt and be like, "What's wrong with him?"
I think
he just friend's gone.
I think he needs some friends.
I'll be your friend.
Will you commit arson and tax fraud with me?
We're gonna go have adventures.
Quinn's gonna at the sound of will you commit arson, she's just gonna kind of I think I've got like flint and stuff. I'm just gonna try and start like setting the bar on fire.
Oh no, you don't need to do that. I create
Let's
It'll
rock
bonfire.
make
and
it
roll,
pliable,
baby.
and I'm gonna try and start a
I'll
fire.
create a bonfire right where she's trying to create the fire.
You'll note the floorboards beneath do not burn. This has been tried a lot. There have been a lot of bar fights that have been fought to the death in here. This place being flame resistant is a must. You're like trying to light anything you can on fire, and for some reason the smell of like that inside the VHS of strawberry, the shortcake smell is what.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that it will not leave your nose. Like I don't know what the fuck they put in that, but they still smell like strawberries today, and it's been like fucking
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, Stavros is throwing firebolts left and right. Let's do this, baby! Rock and roll!
At which point, you'll see that Lucky looks a little confused for a couple of moments. He's trying to figure out how to get you out of his bar. You've never seen a man so hurried to try and stop someone from doing business with them. He is just at his wit's end. At which point, he looks outside and sees that there is a gentleman with a pointy blue hat with stars and moons on it, as well as a long blue robe. Sheriff, could you help me here? I've got some adventurers that don't have a job. Is there anything? Nope, sorry. I gotta go steal some MacGuffin from fucking...
Are you my father?
Oh, God, probably. Let me get a look.
Daddy! Daddy, it's me, Stavros!
He's gonna take a look over at you, Stavros. Snap his phone. Can you give me a wisdom save? He's casting Hold Person.
Oh, I sure will give you a wisdom save. Whether or not I make it's a different matter. Will an 18 do it?
An 18 will not do it.
But Daddy! Why won't you love me?
You're a stuck man as this high wizard is looking at you, deeply hungover and kind of pissed, trying to run some errands nearby.
My father gave me a name, and then he walked away.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, he made a lot of decisions leading up to that. Wow, I'm gonna go file some videotapes. Have a great one. At which point
We'll have dinner later, Dad.
Lucky appears to be more confused now. He's trying to do anything he can. He's now going to take a small piece of paper out of his pocket, write down some instructions on it, and then fold it into a paper airplane, pretty quick and dirty. It will then flap its way off. You see it just leave for a couple of moments. Lucky is going to step outside and begin just smoking from a cigar. He's taking a break.
So, you take these breaks often? You like putting big brown things in your mouth?
What makes you want to burn the nature, son? You burn nature, inhale it?
Who are you talking to?
You lucky man, you burn the nature you inhale in your lung.
Yes, I do burn nature and inhale it into my lungs. It is made of some of the finest ingredients. It's wonderful. He will then inhale again and exhale slightly. It smells like tutti frutti, like the bubble gum. Very strange.
Twinkle's immediately running over and like, you have gum?
It's cancer. No, I do not.
You said Lucky's outside smoking. Yeah.
I
Quinn is
want
gonna
candy.
try. Sorry, Quinn is gonna try and like reach behind the bar really sneakily to grab a drink while he's not looking.
You reach behind the bar to grab a drink. You successfully.
Fuck do you think you're doing? Sorry, Brad, if you don't mind. Can Perry stop her?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck
I
are you
was
doing?
unaware there. Hey, the blue
Yeah,
dude
no,
said
yeah, no,
that
no,
I could.
fuck off. Yeah, that's my god. Although technically I'm his god. It's a whole fucking thing. Just
Wait,
fuck off.
he's a god?
You're like moving your hand a little bit closer to him, and you'll note that this Perry is like just a little hologrammy.
I try and swing my baseball bat at him.
Give me an attack roll, please.
Okay.
Perry,
Kick rocks, Perry.
As someone vaguely new to melee,
This
is
is
it
Perry what?
is it literally just a D20 plus?
plus your strength and proficiency. If you're
Proficiency.
weapon.
Okay.
Just as a heads up, Charlie, this is Perry at half health.
Okay.
Simulacrum.
Oh.
That will be a 19.
19 will not hit his 22 AC.
Do I
Yes,
hit him or just go through him?
Yeah.
that's a very good question.
It hits him and bounces off, but the bounce makes a sound. It's like a boom. It's like an 8-bit deep note. It's very even keel. There's not like an organic sound to this. There's no squish or goop. That's just very odd, very unnatural. But this man does stand before you and is instructing you not to touch the alcohol.
Can I? I mean, your friend said I could just have one.
Can I pop a Gaius on her?
Yes. Can I see a deception check from?
Yes. I love this dice. That is a nat 20 with a 23.
My neck just popped just right.
Fuck. So he's gonna say, just fuck off out of the bar, stop stealing alcohol.
I'm gonna grab and just swig whatever is closest to me as I run out the bar.
Give me a sleight of hand check, please.
Yep. I just want to say this is my B-Gay do crime dice, and it is working well for me. 18.
I would not have you live by any other motto.
No.
Yeah, 18. So you don't knock any of the other beverages over as you pick this one up. You do successfully grab it and swing it back. Hologram Perry is trying to swing at you, at which point he'll bump up against some unforeseen barrier. He seems to be stuck behind the bar, but also does appear to be able to interact with things tangibly. Pretty strange. You'll also note his eyes are a little different. They're just a light bit visible in that he doesn't have an eye patch on one eye. Instead, it's like a glowing golden ball. Not sure what's going on there.
Thank you, dude. Catch you later. And I'm just gonna bounce out the bar.
At that,
I'm assuming with a ball still in my hand.
oh yes, you will have one full bottle of scotch. This is fine. We're gonna do a 15-minute break. We're gonna come back here in about 15 minutes, and we will get to some mayhem. In the meantime, though, get a snack, hit the restroom, smoke them if you got them. We will be back here shortly.
Don't be peanut butter and jelly. We're back in Arrowknee.
What the fuck?
Bars.
Hey, for the folks at home that weren't present for our 15-minute discussion about the nature of reality and science as it perpetuates forward.
It was about offspring and dildos.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
We are talking about Offspring and dildos.
Yeah.
Offspring the band, not
Children.
Offspring.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
it's Offspring the band.
And Dildo's the graphic artist, not to be confused with the sex toys.
I knew about that graphic artist the entire time we were talking. And we are back with episode 90, 95, 96? What the fuck episode are we?
96.
96. Okay.
96.
Shit. So yeah, today's game, today's adventure. Lucky has managed to procure an NPC for you. He's asked around, he's pulled some favors. He's doing whatever he can to get the four of you the hell out of his bar. There's a small woman who walks in with two large Goliaths in tow. They're both wearing decadent suits. The small woman has a rather long filter for a short cigar. She's older. She's got graying hair and a demeanor about her that states that she is used to owning the land she walks on. She makes her way to the bar, puts her arms out, at which point one of the Goliaths reaches down, picks her up, and puts her onto a bar stool seat. She will push just a little bit off, put a hand out, and then look over to Lucky, who will sigh, snap a finger, and then a small shot glass with a bright green drink appears. She downs it for a couple of moments and says, "So you need them gone?" He says, yes, I do. I just need them not here. I have a mission for him. Wonderful. What is it? She looks all of you down and up and says, I need a contract altered.
Excuse me, my eyes are up here.
What do you mean a contract altered? She will pull out a wonderful looking quill, which appears to have had all of the feathering taken off with some sort of knife. Most interesting, there's no line left. This is well clean, might have been painted. I need this pen to alter one contract, to add a couple of names and take a couple of names off. You'll bring this quill and this glove. She pulls out a small silk glove, about the same size as her hand, to the top of the altar through a portal. You'll alter a contract and you'll come back. How does that sound?
Was this quill harvested like nicely?
She looks you dead in the eye, takes another drag off of her cigarette, and waits for you to come to the realization that it won't.
Yes, excuse me. Excuse me. What did you say your name was?
She'll look over to you now, Stavros. I didn't. My name's Mary.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. Are those suits that your boys are wearing, are those a Arrowknee originals? You know, that little tailor shop?
They're from Marvell's. They're flyaway.
Twinkle's gonna walk up to like
Can
one
I get
of the Goliaths and like tap on the shoulder and be like, "Me next."
They'll look over to Mary, who will nod. One will pick you up and put you on the bar.
Whee! Thanks.
I'd love to get a pair of flyaway track pants.
Mary will pause for a couple of moments and look back over to you. Do the mission and I'll make sure you get some flyaway track pants.
Can we
Consider it done.
The payments? Okay, I will take 4 cows.
This is the best day of my life. I made a best friend, and I'm gonna get flyaway track pants. Woo!
Can I have cake?
Yes.
Cake. Yay! Thank you.
You're welcome.
And ice cream. This seems like a trap.
It probably fucking
Can I
is.
can I do an inside check?
Sure.
I don't trust this lady.
I've seen tops all the time. You usually use them to cover things.
Is my
That's going to
friend
be an
allowed?
18 plus 4. It's a 22.
Sorry, you said tarps, and I want to make sure I'm understanding here. Is Stavros verbally deconstructing the letters of words being pronounced, reassembling the letters, and then hearing those words?
Yeah, he's like legitimately like brilliant,
Okay.
but legitimately crazy.
Okay, I just want to make sure that this dyslexia, like auditory dyslexia, is like I'm understanding it right.
Yes.
I'm very impressed by the mechanic that like you're just organically putting into this character. Mwah. So I just wanted to address that for the folks at home. If you're looking for character inspiration ideas, fucking this.
This is why we love Charlie.
Yeah.
Right.
So your insight check, you'll note. Most interestingly, Twinkle, this woman is an enigma. You're trying to get a bead on her, and then this little voice in the back of your head speaks up, and you hear, "Don't worry, honey. I remember when I started doing missions. You'll do well. I'll make sure of it. You'll be paid handsomely when you come back. You'll get your cake and ice cream." She is speaking telepathically right here into your head. Just right in your face. Doesn't appear to be
For
in any way.
For a second, Twinkle kind of breaks her innocence and is like, "What the fuck?" Her eyes are getting like huge while she's staring at this lady. And she's like, "Okay, thanks."
Dex save, please. Dexterity save.
Oh, okay. Oh gosh. Oh, I'm scared. Okay. Oh no, that's not gonna be good. What am I looking at? There we go. 14.
You will begin to tilt back just a bit, and one of the Goliaths will put their hand behind your back before you fall over. This one, you'll note, he's got a rather large scar over his eye. It's taken out part of his eyebrow, but doesn't appear to have impacted the eyeball at all. You think it was a close call, but he's pretty quick to react.
Thanks, mister.
Stavros is going to say to Mary in halfling, I don't mean to be crass, so please excuse my bluntness, but those cigars that you're smoking look like they're hand-rolled in fine craftsmanship. Where can I get something like that?
Broken Claw, I got my fingers everywhere over there.
I bet you do.
She's responding to you in halfling. I should elaborate before saying words. I do.
Twinkle also speaks halfling, so she's gonna start asking questions like, "What does that mean? What are you hand rolling?"
Cigars in halfling.
Quinn's just gonna look at Donnie and be like, "You believe these guys?"
Yes, no, I don't speak this, huh?
Stavros will turn to my friend Donnie here and say in primordial, it's a very simple situation.
I will say back in Minotaur, which is its own language, apparently.
No, Sprecken's the bull man.
She just starts saying like random words and undercommon. We're just throwing out random languages. She's just like pickles.
Quinn's just gonna start like just making random quotes in Elvish, just feeling really left out.
Mary's gonna look over to Lucky. Lucky's gonna nod. At which point he's gonna ask, and you're sure that they'll do well there? And she nods, and he says, I just haven't sent anyone there yet. And she nods. He looks a little taken aback, but looks nervously to the rest of the group. So I have the coordinates for your trip. We'll be making our way over to the interdimensional portal just in the back room here. He'll open up the back door, from which two of you were actually summoned in this room earlier today. He makes his way over to a large ring that looks very blatantly ripped off from a 90s TV show that also only stole from Egyptian and Atlantean lore.
Oh my god, you've got a star dimension door?
Yes, I do have a gate to...
Yes. Does it use 7 chevrons that lock into place in a code, almost like dialing with a phone?
Actually, yes. It's that exact rotary phone interdimensional thing. There's no, like, multiple coordinates to keep in mind. It's just...
They just don't make them sexy like this anymore.
Now it's all interdimensional this and quantum entanglement that. Back in the olden days, you could just spin shit and people thought it worked that way.
I mean, I understand all of the above. I've gotten very into string theory and the complex dealings in time themselves. But however, if you'll excuse me, and then he says in Draconic, he is the ancient. He is the land.
As he says, he is the ancient, he is the land, Mary will perk up once again, glance over to Lucky, and he'll be like, I know, you told me so. And we're moving. He will hit a button on the end of this rather large portal. It begins to wave a light and darker green, almost as though it was directly ripped from some sort of television show. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Gravity Falls. I'm kidding. It's ripped off from Rick and Morty. I'm kidding. It's ripped off from Gravity Falls. They did it to each other. They're also between networks. So I mean,
Battlestar Galactica, okay?
Right, okay, thank you. I'm sorry.
I like Battlestar Galactica. I think
Battlestar Galactica.
Hey, Blue Man, where are we going?
You're going to the land that never happened.
Are you just always this cryptic?
Not usually, no. I try to be actually a little bit sarcastic, but I actually don't have a joke for this one.
Are you saying that we're doing time travel?
No, that would be cheesy and pretty lowbrow. Why would you do time?
Because it has to be circuitous. For everything to work out theoretically sound, you have to have everything come full circle, or else you're creating infinite number of paradoxes that break down the matter of all existence one by one by one.
Look,
And jumps through the portal.
I'm also very familiar with the idea of the mad physicist who decides to either kill themselves or not with a firearm that operates on a 50-50 chosen whether or not.
No, that was a different version of me.
Oh, that was a different version of you. Oh, okay, wonderful, quaint. So you're just hopping between versions of yourself at all times?
I do what I can. My buddy Tesley's been around here.
Oh, so just partway into the conversation, you just switch personalities. Quaint. This is going to be digestible.
Sorry, I was just gonna say Twinkle's starting to get attached to Quinn, so once Quinn goes through, she's just gonna cartwheel right behind him.
Just halfway through Stavros, I'm just gonna like flip into the portal and just be like, bye guys.
Well, how do you do?
I don't.
I'm just gonna put out there, I will kill for Twinkle.
Please let my dad know that I may be late coming back for dinner, but that I will not blow him off. I don't care if it's 3 a.m. I'll be there with a big plate of nachos and my flyaway twack pants.
You'll fly away what now?
Just ask Mary about it. She'll tell you all about them.
Yes, my kills are through here.
Yes, yeah, just right through there.
Yes, I will step through that.
And then he'll jump through. And like Goofy, you'll hear a wahoo!
Again, that skateboarding game from the fucking PC back in the day was the shit. For the folks at home that never played on Toontown, it was the idea of the metaverse back in the day of like, Second Life and shit, where everybody was like trying to figure out if a metaverse was doable, and now Facebook wants to do it, which means we're fucked. But it's going to be great because we now get to do Second Life round 2, but with like how there are people that do jobs on Facebook and MySpace and stuff, and they are social media marketers or they're folks that make posts or engage with stuff. It'll be wonderful. I deeply look forward to it. If you find our videos on that platform, in that metaverse, if we become echoes in time of a land of mortals, I need you to know 2 things. One of which, this shit is off the seat of our pants. The second of which, Harrington has extremely small calves. And we're moving. So the party will reappear on the other end of this portal. You are in an area with pink grass. There are cubes floating in the sky, all of which appear to be a deep, rich purple. Flying nearby is a rather large, circular being with a very small tail flapping behind it. It inhales and then exhales what sounds like an adult screaming for just a single moment, at which point it disappears again. This is a strange land that does not seem to be abiding by our standard understanding of, like, space and time and, like, the idea of existing. What would you all like to do?
For cows. I'm looking for cows.
Give me a perception check, please.
30-20.
You take a look around. You feel like you're sizing up the area decently. You see things popping into and popping out of view. You take a look at a small floating mirror that makes its way in front of you, and you see a cow in it for just a moment, except as you see yourself in the reflection, it shatters. And as you try and focus on one of the pieces of yourself, you see that it starts to act differently from you. And as it comprehends this, and as you realize that it's not doing the exact same thing as you, it opens its mouth and you don't open yours, it shatters into many more pieces. And the mirror itself begins to become more shards and more cracks than
Oh my God.
cows. At which point, it disappears and you hear the sound of a streamer, like what you'd hear from like a birthday party streamer or whatever. And it disappears into a poof of glitter.
Can I ride you,
Twinkle's
Donnie?
freaking out.
I don't have like I'm not like a centaur man, horse boy.
Well, you got shoulders I can sit on top, don't you?
Yes, you're the biggest person here. Sure. Go ahead.
I'm back in the saddle again.
Question, and I want to make sure I'm understanding this. When you climb up onto Donnie's shoulders, you and Donnie are facing the same way, right?
Gotta be.
Important question. It is an important question.
Yes, seeing as to how the knees on elves work, yes.
I just wanted to make sure I was understanding the interaction that was happening here. For the mental description for the viewers at home, in case anybody was like, oh, wonder what's happening. We now know.
It's breezy.
Quinn's just gonna kind of like lean down to Twinkle and be like, "Do you want up as well?"
Yes, please. But first, and she reaches down and like it's pink grass. The girl's dressed in pink and purple and glitter. So she's like grabbing handfuls of the grass and like stuffing it into her bag, and she hands Harley some, and then she just waits to get picked up.
Quinn, we're not getting sued.
Oh, Quinn!
Who's Harley?
Sorry.
A motorbike just zooms past.
Vroom vroom.
It's a hard N, Harleen.
She doesn't pronounce things very well.
It's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna pick up Twinkle and put her on my shoulders.
Well, pleased to see somebody raised to my status.
He freaks her out at this point, so she's just kind of like like holding on as tightly as she can, but like leaning away from him. Like, oh, keep that guy away from me.
Do you like walnuts?
What do I do? She's like leaning down, like whispering in Quincy.
I don't really
Right.
care much for them. I find them to be a rather derivative nut.
I think he's okay. It's okay.
Burnt toast.
Wafts by you, and it immediately pulls you back to a memory from early childhood. You can't quite see what it is. You're not sure what.
Oh my god.
Something deep seated. You're pulled out of your body for just a few minutes, and you're back.
Oh, it reminds me of this dish that Mom used to make when the other kids would make fun of me and I scraped my knee before I started becoming a wonderful food critic in a former life.
I've eaten mostly grass.
No,
I'd like to try this
it was
grass now. I'm gonna lean down and bite the grass and drop Stavros on his face.
no. Stavros is gonna try to hold on and bite some of the grass as well.
Can I do a perception check, because there was glitter and she likes that and she wants to see like if there's any more glitter or anything else like turning into puffs of glitter to try to like go see what's going on over there.
Perception check, yes. And Donnie, you were stating an action as well. What do you got there?
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
Donnie's trying to eat the grass.
Donnie, you will.
And then as he was doing that, he was leaning forward to try to buck me off.
Okay.
I was trying to stay on and eat the grass as well.
Let's see.
Yes, sorry, that's what's going on.
I want to see athletics from each of you, and then medicine check from Donnie at least. We'll see how.
18 athletics.
Okay.
13 athletics, natural 1 on the medicine.
Okay. So you think it's safe to eat this grass? Donnie, you try and push Stavros off. Stavros is holding on for dear life and just thrilled to have a friend to be in physical contact with.
Really, he's been really lonely.
For Twinkle, what do you got on that perception roll?
Nat 20 plus 2.
On a
22.
20 plus 2, you look off into the distance and see which grows larger for just a few moments on the horizon as it looks and take a look one of which actually gets in his mouth. Donnie, you successfully spearmint bubblegum.
Disgusting. It's way too hot. Why is the grass hot?
Because you're touching it, baby.
I hate this grass. I hope there's not cows here. They're probably
what does it
bad.
taste like?
Try it. It's bubble taste.
Bubble taste, and she gets really excited and like reaches in and eats it too.
I guess I'll bend to like help her get to it.
I already stuffed some in my bag, and I handed you some
Okay.
too.
That's
On
fine.
the way up.
Yellow Canary lands on Harley. Quinn lands on Quinn, and begins tweeting. And you'll hear a
Where landed? Because I'm on shoulders.
that will be directly atop her head.
So like right down in front of me. Ooh. Twinkle's gonna get really, really excited, but like try to stay as still as possible so she doesn't disturb it.
It will pull a wing up and point off towards a small little blip on the horizon. Looks to be green with like a little brown thing sticking out from it. You think it might be a tree of some sort. It'll then point up to the purple cubes floating in the sky, and then we'll point over to a cube further on in the horizon, which glistens silver. Like it's a pearlescent onyx cube, which appears to be glistening silver, and has a strange grit to it. Like there's lines moving diagonally along this cube. There's a strange texture to it. It's a lot to look at.
I think it's trying to tell us something.
We'll go into a tree to change a contract. We'll move around some names on it, and then I'll get track pants.
Bars.
The bird will like move along with Stavros, and then you'll note that it shakes for just a couple of moments. It'll fly for just a couple of feet, poop, and then fly back. Doesn't have a
I appreciate you candid, not doing that on me, friend.
Can you show us where we're supposed to go? And we'll just follow you?
It will look disappointed for a few moments, look back over the tree, look over to the onyx cube on the horizon, and begin flying off towards the cube.
I think we're supposed to follow him.
I thought the tree was there.
How far are they away from each other? Can we tell? Like, are they next to each other, or are they in two different locations?
Two different locations.
Harley starts. Quinn's. God damn it, people. Quinn starts running towards the tree.
If there's anything that I've learned, it's that I can outrun a halfling.
I am not a halfling, darling.
I didn't say you were. I'm just, unless they're a monk. When they become monks and they start getting good at stuff, then they can move a little faster. Sometimes when they get strong, they take this class on how to be quote unquote mobile. It's funny because it's a feat that they use with their feet.
Hey, come on, Canary. And I'm just going to keep running at the tree.
It's still flying over the onyx cube.
But, I mean, Twinkle Toes, what do you think?
I think we should go to the cube.
Okay, hold on. And I'm, like, instead of just turning, she's just going to, like, backflip back the way to then run towards the cube.
Stavros will call after the canary. Fare thee well. We'll always have third period French.
I don't know where to go. Somebody tell me, point me in the direction, please.
You with the big... Okay, lollipop hammer.
Right. I will take Quinn's lead.
You know what's funny? Is she takes the lollipop and uses it to pop people.
I do. That's exactly what it's for. I hate
It's
to
very,
use it.
it's very logical. I enjoy that.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Can you run faster?
Yeah, I can lean forward with my arms held back.
I guess.
I can lean forward with my arms back, almost at like a 45-degree angle.
I don't think she was talking to you.
Well, I'm doing it.
You're on top of me.
I'm trying. I'm believing in myself.
All right, I'll Naruto then with him.
I was gonna say I just get the mental image that Donnie's just like casually strolling, like not going at all fast.
I just love the thought of Stavros's feet going like he's running, but he's on top of Donnie.
On the horizon, you'll see that there's a sun rising. There's already one in the sky, stationary. This one is rising significantly faster. It appears to have the face of a human baby on it, which chuckles for just a few moments, dissipates from this ball of light as it hits the 12 o'clock position, and then plummets towards the ground. It appears to be heading a ways away from you, like a few miles away, but is just rocketing towards the ground.
He is the ancient. He is the land.
Who?
It's terrifying. Does anyone else
What?
see this? Twinkle's like pointing at it to see if anyone else is noticing it.
Yes, please excuse my pun. He was heading in that direction.
Is there any trees nearby?
There are no trees nearby.
We need to find trees.
Then let's go, Donnie.
I want to make sure we're getting a consensus here. We going to the tree or we going to the cube?
There's something falling from the sky.
I was following the bird.
Following the bird.
Alrighty, we're gonna split the party then. Stavros, where are you going?
Wherever Donnie's legs take me.
Donnie, are you going to the cube?
No, you've introduced rain, and I'm a cow. I need to get under a tree.
Okay. You are rushing off towards this tree. Our other pair is heading off at speed towards this cube. You'll each get about halfway there. They are equidistant from your initial starting position, and are just a little ways off from one another on the horizon, like 1 hour worth of a clock position away from one another. The cube itself will release some sort of sound, just a boom. At which point the sky gets dark. Gravity lets out from underneath you, and you kind of just like float off the ground like a half inch, just like trying to get your bearings. And then gravity sets itself up again as boom. And you'll note that the object plummeting towards the earth is gone.
Oh, that reminded me of being in the lake on a hot summer's day and just floating.
Did this cube just save us?
The rain
Can
is
we get
gone.
closer?
I head towards the cube now.
Travel will continue for a few more moments. That sun rises towards the horizon again, or from the horizon, I should say. It rises from the ground. The child turns into just the glowing ball, drops, and then you hear boom. Gravity gives out from underneath you for just a couple of moments, and boom. And the falling sun is gone again.
Is there a certain amount of time that passed between those two?
Yes. Can I see an intelligence check from you, please? Raw intelligence.
Yeah. Okay. 17?
You'll note that the amount of time that passed was very consistent. This is a tempo.
Okay. So Twinkle's gonna tell the party that she notices that there's some sort of rhythm to it. How far away are we from the actual cube?
About 2-3 football fields now.
Well, let's see here. If we're able to take the time that we've looked at it and break it down, the frequency in which this occurs should be able to tell us that it will happen X number of times before we reach the cube. This is a basic algebra.
Right, can I just above table? I love that y'all won't use the metric system, but you'll just happily say that things are football fields away. I'm assuming you mean like American football.
Yeah.
Right.
What I mean
300 feet.
As the crow flies.
The unit of measurement 300 feet is a football field in America.
A football field is
Okay.
more closer. Like I could do it in relation to like other things, but a football field is about 100 meters.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like it's close to metric for like the metric folks that are like okay, but what?
Okay.
It's like
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
you got it.
You know, Donnie, I've been working on the lyrics to a new song. It's really sad. It's about a dad who never has time for the son, and then the son grows up, and the dad wants to spend more time with him, but the son's really busy with work and his life and everything, and then I'm thinking the dad ends up not surviving anymore, and then the son really regrets it. But it's kind of a cycle because the son wanted to be like the dad for the whole time. Do you think my daddy's gonna like it?
This is hard to say. I think if you maybe spray it with a nice fragrance, he will like it no matter what.
A village just appeared. You'll see that walking in a town square. They appear to be fighting. You can hear clanging and yelling. There's a commotion. Some folks run away from the village and then immediately burst into flames. Some folks are still fighting within. Someone gets onto a motorcycle and begins driving around. You'll hear another boom, boom. At which point the falling sun is gone. The village is rubble. Everyone that was at the village is dead, except for like 4 or 5 people that just left. Closest to you, on the ground, is a skeleton with geraniums growing out of the holes where its mouth, eyes, and ears and nose would be. You'll note that a couple of the bodies further out also appear to have colorful flowers coming from their orifices.
Is there any way for her to be able to tell if this is like a time loop or not?
Sure. Yeah. Give me a intelligence check once more, please.
Sure. 15.
On a 15, you pick up a pebble. It looks back at you for just a couple of moments. Its eyes open. It procures a mouth. It gets really liquidy for just a couple of seconds in your hands, and you hear it go, oh my goodness! You drop it from one hand to the other at the time that you think that bong is going to happen. While it is falling, bong, bong. You now look down. That pebble is on the ground and no longer has the eyes or mouth.
Guys, I think it's a time loop.
Aha!
They said it was the land that I've never. I can't. Sorry, but Quinn remembers. Amy does not.
The land that never happened.
The land that never happened.
They're very silly. I find it hilarious that I discussed the possibilities of time loop with him right before we went in here, and that time travel, how it needs to be circuitous, and whoopity-doo! What does he do? He sends me to a land that proves my thesis!
You keep saying time travel needs to suck on something. I don't know what you're referring to. Securities is who said it?
Oh, you should really stick to root vegetables.
Sure, yes, beetroots are very good.
Can I still see the bird?
You can. It is flying now around the cube. Where it's flying around, its reflection is a bright neon pink. It appears to be glowing, almost as though it's generating its own luminosity and not reflecting it.
I'm blinded by the light.
Twinkle's going to be asked to be let down. And then as soon as she gets down, she's going to take off sprinting because, again, something is pink and it's glowing, and that's all she cares about.
For God's sake, I'll sprint after.
You sprint after, at which point a single skeletal hand will try and grab you. Give me a dex save.
Me or Twinkle?
Both of you.
God.
That's a 5.
A 21.
Alrighty. So it's trying to grab Quinn, misses, gets a hold of Twinkle, and will then rip Twinkle just back a bit. Its arm tries to pull out just from the ground. A second hand gets a hold of your leg. You hear something underground giving off a muffled. At which point, boom, boom, and dust.
So I'm not being held anymore.
Correct.
Okay.
Upon seeing this, Stavros's eyes get really big, and he goes, "Fuck this!" And he slaps his chest and casts Mage Armor.
You cast Mage Armor. You're used to it coming out in a appearance of your choosing. It's usually like something that you can establish style and flair with. What is procured instead is visually like a kaleidoscope. It is trying to reflect the images around it, and what you're getting is just rainbow static. It is absurdity.
I am the everything. I am one with this world.
Back to running. Like, that freaked her out, but I mean, she's not unfamiliar with skeletons. So she's like, okay.
If you guys wouldn't mind if we could just walk some of the way, actually. You know, like, it's running all the time. It's just, this guy's on my shoulders.
It's fun.
All right.
So Twinkle and Quinn are still kind of like sprinting, and Twinkle can't help herself because she knows that Miss Quinn is super acrobatic and she wants to impress her, so she's going to try to do some more cartwheels, which she can do, but she wants to try to do a backflip to be really impressive, and also to see how much time it takes and to see if someone like grabs her again. I know that's a lot all at one time, but yeah.
Let's see an acrobatics check from you.
All right. Nat 20.
Like one of those girls on a playground that has a horse binder, knows their shit about flowers, and transports themselves via gymnastics. You execute not only a round off back handspring,
Nice.
you then follow it with a back tuck.
Oh, love it.
Make your way, turning side just a little bit, like a half step as your body turns.
For layout?
You complete a full aerial, touching the ground.
Amazing.
At which point you look over to Quinn, who is also in the middle of transporting herself via gymnastics. She is now, you'll note, using the bat as some sort of push-off point to transport herself. It's like what you'd expect from ribbon dancing if the ribbon was structurally sound enough to jump off of.
Use the lollipop! Use the lollipop!
She's gonna go ahead and whip out her giant lollipop and like start doing the same thing.
You put the lollipop against the ground, at which point it touches the ground, and the sound it makes is very loud and heavy, like you just dropped an anvil in that space. The dust it kicks up is pretty intense. And then the cube, it shifts to a rich purple, and then shifts to a rich green, and then shifts to a rich orange, and then back to onyx black. You hear a low rumbling. You're now about 10, 15 feet away from it if you so choose to be.
Yes. I want to touch it.
You reach out, you put your hand on it. Give me a wisdom save, please.
It's pretty colors. Okay, wisdom. 6. It's a 6.
So you put your hand on it, you drop to your knees, your hand stays in the same position, your head leans up against the object. For everyone else watching, light emits from her ears, eyes, nose, and mouth as all orifices are wide open. You hear an even-keeled dial tone. She begins seizing for a couple of moments, hand unmoving from its spot. This is like attaching to her. From the cube, a single branch starts to grow, like watching a tree grow a limb or watching a lightning form. Sorry, I got someone calling me. Like a tree starting to grow or lightning starting to form. It then twists around and begins to poke against the base of Twinkle's neck.
Can I swing out to try and hit the branch and like break it?
Yeah, give me an attack roll, please.
Yeah. I really hope I don't biff and hit you.
Marty sees it. Don't hit me.
That'll be a 12.
You reach out want to hit it with a 12, I mean, it's pretty easy to hit. It's not defending itself or trying to dodge away from you. It's not dexterous by any means. This is just happening. You do hit it. It does shatter. At which point, the cube withers for a couple of moments and then pulls that limit to itself. Where you were expecting like the usual dong, it doesn't do that. The sun rising into the sky just falls to the ground, and then off on the horizon you hear this low rumbling sound, and you can see a cloud making its way out from around the sun that is impacting against the ground. You think it's a lot smaller than a real sun, but still hot as shit and landing at speed.
Whoopsie.
Can I try to grab Twinkle, like, away, like, without touching the cube?
Sure.
I do that.
Okay, you got a hold of Twinkle.
I'm gonna gently pull to see how much resistance is, basically, like, how easy it is for me to kind of suction her off of the cube from her hand.
It does take a moment, but you do successfully pull Twinkle back in. Twinkle back out, I should say. Twinkle, you have been removed from the interaction you just had. Does anyone wish to interact with this cube by touching it today?
Oh, that was my plan the whole time. I just didn't. I had to go potty.
Okay. Are you gonna touch?
I mean, it ended badly.
First thing I would do is walk up and touch that cube.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll see the same thing happen to Donnie as Branch reaches out. Would you address that one in sequence, Quinn, as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be playing whack-a-mole with tree limbs here.
Okay.
As that's happening,
kill the branch. It's a cool branch.
as that's
Just
happening, Stavros is going to climb down from him so that the branch isn't going to go to him, and he's going to shh, just let it happen. And he's going to pull out a notebook and start like taking notes.
No, the branch is trying to burrow into your head, dude.
Was it?
No, I'm gonna break it. Yeah, like that's what happened with Twinkle. It tries to go. It tries to go through the back of your neck.
He was trying to
So
give
I'm
me a
gonna break
neck.
it. I whack it. That'll be an 8.
That'll miss.
Oh no.
Just let it happen. He looks like a young Rihanna Key.
Am I conscious?
You're regaining consciousness right now. We're going to address what happened inside the cube now. As you made contact with the cube, each of you will have been transported into a small open room. I say small open. This is not cluttered. There's not things around. This is like the inside of the cube is pristine white. Like this is a glowing linoleum. Tiling the inside, floor, walls, ceiling. This is very like every sci-fi show or movie ever where they go into a confusing place. They're just like, yeah, put some LEDs and shit and paint everything white. I don't know. We're doing the same damn thing because I'm not very creative aesthetically. You'll see that before you is a strange, looks to be like an off blue blob. It looks to be like a puddle on the ground before taking form. It now takes like a humanoid form with no discernible features. It's like mildly translucent, but it takes the form of a head without eyes, nose, or mouth, or ears. It has visible hands and feet. It looks pretty androgynous. There's no defining features that would denote a sex for this being. It will slowly move towards you, point a finger out, at which point the lights turn red, then they turn back to white. Each of you will feel speaking into you through two simultaneous voices, one deep speech, one common. It says, "Who be it that travels here?"
Twinkle's still out of it and she's like terrified. So she's just kind of clinging on behind Quinn because she's like, I don't know what is going on, but everything has been bad and this really nice lady has been saving me. So I'm just gonna like hide behind her.
Is this voice just to those who have like touched the cube?
This is just to those who have touched this cube. This
Yeah.
is experience out of body. Their body.
Okay.
Oh, so this is just like, do I have the same abilities as I would normally?
You are not sure. If you would like to test that, you can.
I do. I actually wanted to do like an Arcana check to see if this is like a magical situation.
Yeah, can you cast any spells? That's a very. You can. I just have your character sheet. What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, I could.
Yeah, you can. Hell yeah.
She's a cleric.
You mean Arcana check or cast a spell if you so choose? How do you want to approach this?
I want to absolutely want to cast a spell.
Okay.
I want to cast Ray of Sickness.
On what?
On the blue dude. He has like a male form, right? Sorry, not a male form, but has like a body, right?
It has a.
Oh, there's no mouth.
No,
But no mouth.
Its body is just like a tube. It's not like it's not gendered or sexed.
Okay, we're gonna go with Sacred Flame instead then, since there's no mouth.
Okay. You go for the Sacred Flame, and burning a bright bubblegum pink flame underneath it, the likes of which only the earliest of Barbie computers in the early 2000s marketed towards children that were just like a safe to say. It begins to like burn for just a couple of moments. Steam will arise from it, and you hear in the back of your head, "Be not afraid."
How am I supposed to not be afraid with everything that just happened? You stuck a branch in my back. You have no mouth. How are you talking? She's like panicking right now. Can I see Donnie?
Oh yeah, Donnie is also reacting to this in the moment. What are you up to?
Okay.
What is going on?
I am that is.
Me too. Nice to meet. I walk up to him.
It will hold out a hand to you. Its left hand.
Little awkward for me. Yes, okay, I'll rather switch it.
It will switch hands.
I was going. Okay, thanks.
I am of title. Azahim Aim.
You spell that for me.
My name cannot be spelled, for no language can contain it.
Okay.
Can I do a religion check?
Definitely.
Okay. That is going to be a 22.
Not in any books you've ever heard of, but also this world didn't happen, question mark, and doesn't happen.
Okay, I'm gonna ask him to let me out and like just start crying. Like, let me out, let me out, let me out.
You were released, and your memory will flood back to you as you were released from this thing. You escape from it, and you're crying just as you had stated a couple of moments prior. Donnie is still inside.
Azahim, your friend, is what you said, yeah?
I am that is.
Azahim Aim.
Azahim Aim.
Okay, I get it now. It's a joke.
This may be unexpected, but there is no humor.
It's as I am. Yes, it's like Popeye, the Sailor Man.
I'm not familiar.
It's all right. As I am, you're a cool guy. Let's hang out. Will you have a couch?
I do not.
We came here to get a pill pushed against a paper, I think. It's been a while.
Complete for me small tasks 3. And receive will the A gift from me.
Bars.
By tomorrow morn, it best be done. Oh, no more will we be two, but one.
Okay, cool. What are these tasks?
Kill one.
Kill one.
Kill one. Annie.
Okay.
One.
Hang one.
Kill one. Hang it.
Kill one.
Burn it.
I would never hang someone.
Kill one.
Kill one.
Shoot it. Stab it. It must not live.
So it's the 3 tasks: kill one, kill one, kill one. Because why don't you just have one task as kill 3?
You appear to require elaboration.
Okay.
Kill one.
Second task.
Save one.
Okay.
Be one.
Okay.
Disappear yourself. You are now pushed away from the cube and come to in the same moment as Twinkle. You're both like flooding back to reality and lucidity, or at least the closest thing that this realm can offer.
You see, Quinn, your brain is a creative computer.
Twinkle is definitely crying. And she's gonna ask Donnie, like, what was that? Who was that blue guy? Sorry, what was the blue thing? Like, what was going on?
That was my new friend, as I am.
What did he say to you?
He gave me 3 tasks.
What did he say?
He gave me 3 tasks. Or he
Yes.
said tomorrow I would be dead.
What are the tasks?
Tasks, I think, or have to do with you guys.
But what is it?
Are any of you in danger?
What is it? Just tell me.
Are any of you in danger?
I need for my note-taking process. What did he say?
As both of you are talking, a small bolt reaches out from the cube, burrows itself into the base of the neck of the bird flying. Mid-flight, it stops, goes limp, its wings fall, its feet fall, its tail falls, its head falls. Its body grows for just a moment, it becomes a raven. It flaps towards you all, caws for just a couple of moments, and then is let go, becoming a canary once again. At which point it will then shudder for just a couple of moments, glow a hot white. You'll hear the cry of an albino eagle before you with jet red eyes, at which point it becomes a canary again.
Do I need to save this guy?
One of your tasks was save? What?
Save one.
What?
Save one.
Save one? Do what?
Save one, be one, marry one. That was it.
I think that's me. Cause I can save a joke and I can be a joke.
Okay.
I've always
Okay.
wanted to get married.
I like what you're saying.
And then my jokes are pretty merry.
Yeah, for sure.
He is the ancient. He is the land.
What if this has to do with the people that keep dying?
Sorry, real quick, Brad, you're apparently really quiet on the stream.
We'll see if this is better. How's that? Sorry, friends, for the poor audio quality up to this point. I've been very quiet, and I think yeah. Sorry for that. I don't know if anybody heard any of that now. That's concerning.
Sound fine now.
Okay. Was it audible
you're
in
good.
the beginning?
It was David said it. I'm sure it was. When we first started, I could hear you.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I think you're audible just a bit.
I think it was
You were just
talking
quiet.
low with as I am what I am.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Dave says, "There we go."
Awesome.
Sorry, as obviously, like, we've seen the branch kind of have cool, like, transmutative effects, I guess. As Davros and Donnie are talking, Quinn's just kind of like start like edging towards it, and just really casually like lean against it with her hands.
As you do so, you are pulled into a room with a amorphous humanoid figure. It reaches towards you and offers a left hand and then a right hand to shake.
She's just gonna offer like both, like crossed over, and just shake both.
It will shake both as well. You've chosen to visit. Why?
I mean, where are we? We just need to change a contract. Do you know where it is?
You need the parchment on top of the all tree.
So is that the big tree that the bird came from?
Yes. Do not follow the boy.
Do not follow the boy. What boy? There may be more than one boy. Do not follow the boy. Okay.
Have ye any questions?
How do we get home when we've done what we need to do?
You will know.
You are super cryptic.
All are.
Okay. Will I change into different things now? Like the bird did?
Do you want to?
Yeah.
I can make you something. You just may not want to be unmade after I do.
Do I get the choice? Like, can I switch between them? Oh, Nick.
Sorry.
You do not.
Apparently, Donnie just lit on fire and combusted.
You can be unmade and remade.
Will I be better?
I cannot promise that. No thing is better.
She's gonna kind of like, can I, can I tell if this guy's like purposely being cryptic and like, or if this is just him?
Insight?
Okay.
Not a lot to go on here.
Ugh. Insight. Yes. Oh, that's a -1, so that's 5.
He said it like you're so excited.
No clothing, no effects of any kind, no expressions or mannerisms of note. This is a being that is just nondescript.
Change me.
And so it shall be done. Amy, your character sheet will be forfeit after this.
Yep.
I'm gonna be a dick here and just alter your character. I
Yeah,
tried to
that's
like
fine.
be really open and honest of like,
No,
yeah, it's
I
just gonna
figured
change.
that. Yeah, I figured
okay.
that. You're good.
You will become a red-headed druid. You'll be more specifically, there's a subtype of elf that is environmental.
Ooh.
Fuck, I think it's the Eladrin. And this will be the spring. This will be the spring Eladrin.
I am Spring Eldrin. Cool. I will quickly. Are like the number is going to be the same?
You can change which stats those numbers are assigned to. Those numbers will not change.
Okay.
Your new name and identity will be Yvette.
Effect. Okay.
You can choose to have memories if you want to. You can also choose to be a brand new being. That's right. We're hitting both of those characters from that show you like. And if you're a fan of the comics, sorry, they're not very good. Somebody over here is like, hey, but I like DC Comics. Like, that's your fault, not mine. And we're moving.
Got him.
I did. Sorry, that was brutal. That was just like, that was one of those moments where it's like, ding dong, your opinion is wrong, and we're moving.
You
That's
know what?
just not nice.
I honestly hoped that when you said change that it would be something of the same kind of variety, that it would also be a totally brand new character that we have not ripped off. I am not mad at it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna quickly. I'll still be here, but I'm just gonna go a bit quiet while I'm changing my character sheet.
Okay. So, yeah, Quinn's gone.
Do we have that knowledge?
No. Quinn's just like holding on to the cube, dial tone, and not coming back out.
Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna go up to her and like touch her shoulder and like kind of poke her a bit and see if she responds.
She
And
will look back to you. The being before you is her, except all pigment has been drawn in. She is now pulling in light, and then begins pushing it back out. It's very strange. This is like all form of color-based saturation is just not happening right now. It's very, very, very bright and then very dark. She turns into a Nabasu before your eyes, long teak, bat face, a lot of fur, kind of scratching for just a moment, and then turns into a diva with no eyes and no mouth, and then begins holding up a sword to the sky. The sun falls, boom, and now holding on to the cube is a woman with green skin, orange hair, and a totally different outfit. You think some sort of conversation just happened, or some deal was made, or something happened that altered your friend.
okay. So she is devastated by this because she just got here. She just saw someone die, and now she's lost the only friend that she made. So she's really, really upset. But she also is genuinely very curious about this new person. So is there a way that she can do like an inside check to tell if this person's like good or bad or nice, or like is there anything that she could glean about like whether or not this is a safe person for her to like get close to?
Sure, yeah.
Oof.
Got
That
a
was a
die.
1.
Okay. You're taking a look at a being with like a druidic focus, and some seeds, and a book in her backpack about how to eat dirt. Seems to be pretty okay, but you can't really talk to her because she's still stuck on the cube. You think you might need to go to the all tree, get whatever this thing is, and come back by the time someone might have their character sheet ready. Unless they get it ready beforehand, at which point they will just catch up and introduce themselves because the story has
If
to
we can
work.
take a quick 5 minutes, I will have it ready.
That is also doable. We can do that. We'll do a 5-minute break if that's okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, friends.
Don't
That is
One of
amenable.
these days, I will make a character who does not make bad deals.
And away we go. We're back. We're in action. We are everything Will Smith has ever been in his 2000s Millennium album. Yeah, other rappers, see, they used to call him soft, but see, yeah, Microsoft is his response. Because the internet. That album aged so well. Here we are. This is episode 96. Are we at 96? Is this like evenly divisible by 8 and 12? It is. Awesome. Wonderful. So we're doing a game. Our friend Quinn, goodness, who definitely wasn't part of the ensemble cast of a movie that fell apart and a movie franchise that just was propping up that one character to try and make it and didn't work. Sorry, I feel bad. Like, Suicide Squad
The sequel
is
definitely just made the exact same name so that people stop looking at it. So that when you search for it, it's just the new film that's going to show up.
It's like it never happened.
It's like
It's like
terrible.
swept it under the rug.
So that people don't go and watch the first one because they're like, oh, it's a sequel.
That's the DC thing. They're like, why would we tell a consistent story in the same universe when we can just hire new actors with new contracts every couple of years?
I have to say, I really did enjoy it, but it's because I am such a fan of that one character.
That makes sense. There is an enticing instability to that character that a lot of people find very wonderful.
Enticing Instability is now the name of my band.
Okay.
Right?
Oh my god, I'm literally writing
Please let me be a part of it. That is
Yes.
it's now the way I live my life.
It's now my middle name.
Enticing instability. You heard it here first, friends. Enticing instability. I didn't know that was a string of words that had not been
It's
said
such
before.
a mood, Brad. It just
It's
is.
such a great way to describe me. I'm like, that's going on dating profiles, folks.
Amazing.
Get you that laid. So here we are. People are running away now from this cube, I think, or something. It seems to have done someone dirty here, and now we're just hanging out. What is your reaction to having been entirely transmuted as a being?
Am I aware that I now look different and I am a different person?
Like every 3D movie in the early 2000s, you come to and look at your hands and note that they're different to show that your body has changed. If anybody here has seen that one-off movie Avatar that like was like the one-hit wonder of fucking the film franchise, it hasn't even had a cheesy sequel ripoff or anything since. There's a guy.
Yeah, they haven't been spending years filming part 2 for it.
I love monuments to compromise, and that sequel will be one. I am thrilled. How do you react, Gwen? What's going on?
Guys, I'm green.
Who are you?
We'll do sis.
A pleasure to meet you.
It's still me. I think my name's Yvette now. The blue thing said it's Yvette.
Is that so good then?
And
If
I'm
it's
gonna
still
just
you, prove it.
I try and do a backflip. Oh no.
How's your acrobatics?
It's not as oh no, I looked at the wrong thing. It's not as bad as I thought. It's one less plus. It's still a +2.
Okay.
Instead of a plus. Yeah. Do you want me to roll for it?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Oh no. It's a 4.
Everybody back the fuck up. This is a new person.
So this person attempts a cartwheel, gets up, legs spread, and kind of flops, like pulls their legs down instead, and like is trying to look cool and makes it instead a slow, seductive move. The acrobatics intended here did not happen. But like there was a leg spread and then a slow descent So Quinn looks kind of confidently at you all, I guess, if you would, Quinn. I don't know what you would choose there.
Yeah,
shouldn't be
I get.
narrating your
I'm
actions.
gonna try and style it out.
Okay, I shouldn't narrate your actions. That was my overstepping.
No, like if it's basically a cartwheel that went wrong, essentially I got like halfway up and then just kind of started collapsing and just tried to land in the splits.
Okay.
Stavros
Just
pulls
trying
out
to do something.
Stavros pulls out a dagger and like gets between everybody and Yvette and is like, just back the fuck up.
I stole a bottle of scotch from the blue dude and back in the place, and I'm gonna pull out the bottle of scotch.
What the fuck did you do with her?
The canary flies over. You're pulling out a dagger, is that right?
Yes.
It will land on the dagger, and you'll see it's like waving its wings, like, no, don't do it.
Yes, I know, little friend, but look, she did something with my other friend. I don't have many. Oh, yes. Uh-huh.
It'll then.
He's saying I am your
fly
other
off.
friend.
I won't attack her, but only because you asked so nicely, and I respect you. You and I have a high degree of respect for one another that can only be attained through years of expedition.
The bird is going to look longingly at the dagger, and then fly off.
Longingly.
I remember my first stabbing.
If it's you, where's the grass I gave you?
I guess I put it in my pocket. Oh god, do I still have all my same? Yeah, I must still have all my same stuff. I'm gonna pull out the
Where?
grass, hopefully from my pocket.
Where I come from, there's a
Please,
thing.
DM.
Your ass is grass.
Please don't give me something to prove that it's me, so that my friends don't kill me.
Give me a history check, please, to recount
Okay.
any detail from today to prove that you were there for the adventure.
11.
Great,
I
you
got
remember
no
today.
modifiers.
You can recount any details from today to tell your friends that you've been here.
I go into a full explanation. I go like Stavros level chatting at them, and I'm just going to recount second by second what we did.
Oh, well, fuck, why
Up
didn't you
until
just
when
say
I
so?
touched.
You gotta tell people before you start touching weird shit.
Everyone else touched the weird thing, and I thought it'd make
I
me
did not.
change, and it did make me change.
I did
but
not touch it. I
thought the change would be less permanent.
I took extremely detailed notes down to the amount of moving and twitching muscles while this thing occurred.
A lemongrass.
But look, I can do this cool thing now, and I'm gonna cast Produce Flame just at like a ground somewhere.
It will produce flame, except this flame now is a deep purple, where you were expecting a hot pink.
Oh wait, no, it's just my hand. Sorry, these are spells I do not know yet.
Sorry. And
Sorry.
for Stavros, you're saying that you shouldn't be fucking with weird shit. At which point, a tea cup with a saucer underneath, full of lemongrass tea, appears next to you.
Thank you very much, and I will drink it.
It is lemongrass tea. As you set it back down onto the onto the saucer, it disappears.
Thank you, Ronaldo.
The sky, boom, again. Boom.
Guys, I think we need to go to this tree.
That's what I was saying, but you started running towards this cube. It was very
had to-
confusing. My friend here had to get out of the rain, and then he went back. But nobody listened to old Stavros.
Grain
The
of-
blue
It's
thing-
scary.
The blue thing said that the contract was in the tree, so I should have just ran at the tree like I was going to.
That's what I tried to say, but nobody wants to fucking listen to me.
I tried to say this too. Go to tree. It's raining.
Appearing in front of you is a bunch of rice spelling out the name Ricardo. With an
In front of
asterisk. In front of you, Stavros. You called it Ronaldo. It's correcting you and saying that its name is Ricardo.
Ricardo? That's a fine name.
The rice then cooks itself, clumps up, and then a piece of raw fish appears atop it, and a little bit of wasabi.
Oh, that looks delicious. Can I get some of the lemongrass and some seaweed?
If a piece of sushi could shrug, a little bit of seaweed appears, and then a small amount of lemongrass, and then more rice that says, "Sorry, we're out of lemongrass."
That was plenty. I'm digging in, baby.
You bite into it, at which point a comical pow emits from your bite. The world around you is getting a little less make sensey. What I mean by that is it feels like logic is eroding from this situation.
Oh boy, I just got banged in the mouth, and now nothing makes sense.
Okay. I am going to try to sprint to that dang tree. If we were told that, I'm trying to get there as fast as freaking possible.
Is there anyone not trying to get to the tree?
Tree.
Awesome. The party is now sprinting as fast as possible. Those who can run faster than others are not doing that shitty thing in movies where they grab onto the other person's hand and pull them. You ever try that? You always fall. That's dumb as shit. Don't do it. Like, yeah, you ever been like pulled by someone running? It sucks. Like you got to keep up with them or you can't, and then like your speed is outpacing your life. It's just very uncomfortable. Don't do it. It's deeply uncomfortable. Like, sorry, I hate that in movies. It always happens. It's just very unfortunate. Just carry the person. Just, you got, like, if you're strong enough to do it, just...
Or you dislocate their arm.
Yeah, that's the worst. It's so uncomfortable. So, we're really, honing in on this at an exciting
Hello,
moment.
friends. Sometimes Brad gets very passionate about things.
I do. I pick weird hills to die on, including ones with all trees on them. You'll run your way up to a tree. You'll note that there is a hole at the bottom of the tree with a small child propped up against it, who is smiling to you all and says, "Hey, fuckers!" Like tunic, pants. It gives you a wink. What do you all want to do?
Do not follow the boy. Do not follow him. That was the one thing that was told to me.
What is
We
your
should do the
name,
opposite.
fine young sir?
Never mind.
That's a very sensual name.
Will then drop backward onto all fours. It'll then kick its arms and legs up to the sky, like SpongeBob, photosynthesis, but its body doesn't fall to the ground. And then its legs go back down to the ground. And then it stands back up like a perfect, still, like, pencil dive position, propped back up against the tree.
Wow, he's got moves.
Can I do... I just want to know what is... But nothing makes sense, so we wouldn't know. Can I ask him if he knows about any parchment in this tree?
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff. You know, you can make parchment out of anything.
All right, I'm just going to try to climb the tree.
Anyone got a stiff drink? Fuck.
You give him scotch.
You give him scotch. Oh, it needs healing potion. Fuck. Yeah, make your way to the top of the tree. There's a big-ass acorn on top of the big-ass acorn. Big-ass contract. Do what you need to. This don't involve me.
No.
Fuck off.
Does this child look familiar? No, because I haven't met him. No.
But you have memories. Oh, but only from today.
Yeah.
But only of Quinn. Oh, no.
Thank you very much.
So upset.
Don't mention
Can
it.
I go around him to start climbing?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have a climb speed?
Where would I find that?
Actually, I'll check your sheet. That's a question I should be asking myself as a supposedly responsible DM. I'm not a responsible DM. This is seat of our pants bullshit. All the
Can I
time.
kill the kid?
You can try. What do you want to do?
Just create a bonfire, but I want to do it subtly so people don't think it was me.
Okay. Do you have subtle spell?
No.
Awesome. Stealth,
No!
please.
Can I attempt to perceive that?
Yes. Perception. Actually, we're going to defer to your passive perception for that because you're not sure if it's happening. We're going to find out if you're sure.
Well, I rolled a 13, so whatever a dexterity check it is, I got a 10.
Okay. And then what is your passive on that?
Passive perception's only 11, but
Higher than 10.
Still beat it.
Yep. So, seeing that that's what you're doing, he's gonna throw a firebolt at it too.
Can I see an acrobatics check from you, Twinkle, to climb the tree?
Yeah.
Give her a boost up to help and give her advantage.
Yep. Roll twice and take the highest.
Good, because that was a 3. Oh, well, it was a 3.
Okay.
That was a 1.
That's rough. That's a. You climb up a little
That's
bit,
rough, buddy.
Oh,
and like a kid just struggling. Like you get up a little ways and then fall down. Like you think about crying, but no, this is a big girl day.
This is a big girl day.
You're having one of those moments where it's like, can you do it to an adult? Just can you do it? Just can you?
Can Quinn try? Sorry, Yvette.
Yes. You will also need a acrobatics check.
Yep.
For the 2 attacking the child, what kind of damage are we looking at? I imagine there's a save now.
Save for me.
Mine is an actual attack roll.
Okay.
Sorry, that was a nat 20 for 22.
22. We'll see.
Quinn's still in here, bud.
Yeah, you're able to grab the child and also I said the child, the gnome. I don't know if you're a child or a gnome yet. We're still figuring that out.
Or wait,
Both.
dwarf?
I don't know
That,
either.
that is a
I am
22 to hit.
No, that's it.
22 will
20.
hit.
Yes.
Will knock the child back into the hole. And what do you got, Donnie?
8
Save.
damage.
There's a save. There's a 5
Yes.
on that save.
That's a fail. He takes 6 from me.
Okay. He will begin smoking as he flies back into the cave. You hear a deep burp sound. Out puffs a small gray metallic blob, and then a small fleshy metallic blob that kind of appear, float, eyes pop out of them. They look at each other, and then pick exact opposite directions and fly at speed away from one another.
Do I feel like I killed one of them? Or
You
the kid?
are not sure.
Damn it.
Hmm.
Hey, Stavros, could you tell if my fire's hot?
Yvette,
Can I tell you what?
you make your way to
Could
the
you
top of
tell
the
if
tree.
my fire's hot?
Yeah, so's mine. We're a couple of hot toddies.
Tell me, does it feel hot?
It feels so hot, baby.
Yeah, you just get right close to it.
Is Yvette in the tree yet?
Yes. At the acorn, there is a floating contract atop it, like a fucking quest marker from a cheesy 2010s RPG. Do you wish to Fallout style look at this note? Who has the quill, by the way?
There was.
I think it's Donnie.
Is it?
I think. Oh god, please tell me someone took the quill. Does Mary still have the quill? Is it still just back in Arrowknee?
No, the quill was handed over.
Okay.
So the quill was handed over. Donnie, do you have it? He's muted. I think there's something.
Do you mean this quill?
Stavros, you procure a quill. I'm not sure if it's from Donnie or from your own pocket, but we're gonna say that it happened just for time's sake. I don't want to pressure Nick over here if he's dealing with something.
Yeah,
But,
see, it was expertly cut. You can't even see the lines from where they cut the feather portion off the bone.
You do have access to the quill. Would you like to give it a toss up?
Sure.
Nice. Let's see an attack roll, please, to aim it at your friends.
Just got back. Sorry, I had an uncle emergency.
You're good.
What's happening?
Nick is basically the best uncle in the planet.
That is
quill
a
being
nat
from-
19 on the die.
Okay, nat 19. That will have exact placement. Let's see a d6 roll from you, Charlie. And then a D12 roll from whoever wishes to try and catch it. I need one person.
Sorry, that was a D6 roll you said?
D6 from you, Charlie? Yep, and then a D12 from whoever wants to try and catch it.
The only one that could would be Yvette, right?
Yvette
she's
grabbed
That
you
is
and
a
picked you
two?
up.
Yeah, I will find
okay.
what one the D12 is. There we go.
Oh,
I
That
mean,
is a
what
two?
if we both do it?
Yeah, I D12. Is it this one?
I got an 8.
Charlie, I heard your 2.
Oh, wait, here we go.
I just wanted to figure out how much damage they could reduce this by, because you're damaging them for a D6. They're reducing it by a D12 trying to catch it.
Okay.
Mine
it's
was an
reduced-
8.
Okay, so the 2 damage is reduced by 8, no matter how that splits. It is not damaging, it's just caught. Immediately in the back of your head, as you have this quill close to the parchment, there is a name on there for who must be silenced if however this contract is broken. And your hand begins moving despite your compulsion. This is odds or evens, Queen or Twinkle? Who wants odds? Okay. Twinkle, this is in your hand. As you both rolled the 8, so I don't know who. Like, you're the one that grabs a Twinkle. You are feeling this compulsion to switch out names. There's a name Perry. You feel the urge to switch it to Mary.
Okay.
She may never speak again if this contract is broken. You remember...
No, it was the name Dirk. It was
Oh,
the name
It was
Dirk.
Sorry,
Dirk.
it was Dirk. I'm bad at remembering my own lore. Because I'm human. Sorry, friends. If you're at home wondering if there's a master plan, there isn't. We just show up and game. So there's a name Dirk there that needs to be switched out with Mary, so that if Mary were to not be able to speak, you remember this most importantly, Twinkle. She can just speak into the back of your fucking head if she wants.
That's true. That lady was really creepy. But she has superpowers. So I'm just going to do. And then she changes it like hearts, sparkles.
And you feel like she's kind of driving from this point. You feel like an RC car. Like, you feel some of her thoughts, too. You feel the urge to just take a couple of names that should be put into power. If so ever a war were to be won. And you see the names that are on that list, and you're like, big bad, big bad, big bad, big bad. And you're like, fuck it. And you draw in a Dragon Slayer, and you write in another Dragon Slayer, and you write in another Dragon Slayer. And by the end, you're like, yeah, I agree with all of these people as they are currently in power in Arrowknee. Those should be the people to run the world. Nifty. The quill is then dropped onto the top of this just massive fucking acorn covered in runes. As the quill bounces off the acorn glows for just a couple of moments. A rushing waterfall then begins to pour onto the acorn. You look up and see that there is a large aqueduct leading towards it with some dark water. You are not sure what's going on with that, but it's being soaked up by the acorn. What do you do?
It's a thirsty acorn.
Yes.
Throw a squirrel at it.
Do you have a squirrel?
Do you have a squirrel?
Like,
Just got a
Can I
squirrel.
can I find a squirrel in the tree?
yes, you
I've
reach
seen
out,
how.
pluck one like a fucking
seen how-
apple.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw it at the acorn.
You throw it at the acorn, it bounces off, flies up, and then as you see like a little metal orb is flying by, the squirrel like collides with this acorn. All but one arm is absorbed into this. That single arm like falls down and like kind of hits you in the face. It like writhes in pain for just a couple of moments, floating in the air. You hear a high-pitched scream. It then points its last remaining front paw at you, Yvette. Does one of these across its throat and then flies off.
Okay, that
Where
was
are
not.
the quill and the parchment?
Quills on the ground are on the acorn, and the parchment is floating above it. This
Can
mass-
I write on it anymore?
Sure. What do you want to write?
For people in power, I'm gonna write Twinkle.
Good to know. You do alter that contract to put Twinkle in power.
Sweet.
Yeah. Nice.
Any other names you want to add? You've got a pen.
I'm just gonna write the whole squad, like
Okay.
everyone that's in the group for people in power. And then I'm gonna put all my friends on there. Except for Stavros. That guy's not going on. Jesse, Ben, Donnie.
That's a real great way to make another list.
Right. So do you add any of the people from last night?
Oh, people from last night.
Your Power Ranger buddies.
Yeah, all the Power Ranger homies are on there too.
Does that include Perry, who saved you?
Yes.
It's almost as if Brad did this, knowing that none of our characters know.
Right. Well, her
so that
character
we
does.
can't do stuff.
Yeah. The only person that does not get added that I've met is Stavros.
Nice.
The only person.
So that's
hasn't
Johnny
even heard of
Two Shoes and
Finnish
Perry.
yet, right?
Okay, Brad. Johnny Two Shoes and Perry, and then a bunch of level ones. Carl's level 1. Joe is level 1. And then was there one other person?
Oh, can I see
Amy.
is Larissa's name on that list? Because I'm sure Larissa tried to put her name on it when it first happened.
No.
Yay!
This must be all powerful, man.
Riley the halfling, Fodl the human, and Garrick the turtle. And then Perry and Johnny Two Shoes.
4 instances of the same gaunt man with no facial features, dangling stringy hair in front of his eyes, ashen dust all over him, and a small shabby cloth covering his body. He reaches out towards you all. It's 4 instances of him appear, I should say. There are like 4 men that are exactly identical, but all move in unison. Each reach out, grab you all, disappear and reappear before a portal, and shove all 4 of you through it. At which point the portal closes, you reappear inside the tavern. The quill is gone, resting atop the acorn. Your memories, scarring you for the rest of your foreseeable lives, remain inside. And so the bartender appears. Oh, you're all back. So that was only a minute or two. Fucking wonderful.
This is really awkward, Donnie. You didn't decide which one you were gonna marry.
Yes, we'll have to figure it out at a future date, I guess.
The items promised for each of you are procured. You're looking at, like, the cake and the pants, as well as a bag full of 300 gold for each of you.
I get 4 cows?
Yes.
What do I keep
I just
these
get like
things?
a bunch of plants.
Okay, I will find a tiefling
Like a greenhouse.
You don't have a greenhouse. You're not getting land out of the deal. But your initial request from Quinn, I fucking blanking on it. Was that?
I don't actually think I made one.
I don't think you did either. You'll just get the gold then, if nothing else is requested. Yeah.
Can I just have a bunch of plants?
Yes.
I'll just carry them.
Yes, without pottery, mind you. So there is some urgency to it.
Yeah.
At that, is there anything else anybody's looking to do?
Above the table, there is an area in the Forest of Screams that is owned by Razorhorn. He's got his own little kind of corral pen there that he owns. Might be able to store some cows there with him.
There's also a menagerie with a guy named Red.
Yeah, that's where my character's gonna probably be living in a stable with his cows.
Both options are available. I don't know if your cows might be hopping between them.
Yeah, who knows? They're crazy cows.
Yeah, they're cows that went to live on a farm and actually got to visit. Yeah, at that, it's a joke about pets who go to live on a farm. It's a sad joke. Don't, yeah.
It was a sad joke. Why did you explain it?
I hammered it just to hurt it more, because today's game is about
But it's okay, folks.
I got you, Brad. I got you.
Because we can make it better with a cat.
Tearaway track pants, baby. It's on.
Terrible.
Put me in, coach. Put me in.
As a bonus action, you can remove these pants.
That's great.
I guess I'm going to find a little side business.
You're going to be popular in the Den of Sins.
Oh, yeah. That will see the end of today's game. We will end it here. I hope everyone has a wonderful night. Stay safe. And
Ring the bell.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe,
And don't
comment,
follow the
interact with
boy.
us.
Don't follow.
You want to get in now.
You do.
If
Seriously. Like,
if per se you're in touch with the estate of Macho Man Randy Savage, let them know we'd love to play with them.
yeah.
Brad's phone number is insert main line number here.
Yeah. Dial 666 on your nearest Ouija board. You get a hold of me. It'll be good. Don't do that. Actually, do it. See it, record it, send it to me, and then when I respond in gibberish, don't question it. Everyone have a wonderful night. Stay safe, and yeah, subscribe.